Hello, Nook Recommenders Cat today back in another crypto video. Hope you guys doing well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another bullish banger Pulsechain video. Apologies I haven't made a video in the past couple of days. I've been kind of busy with real life, but nonetheless I am back with a bullish video as promised. If you guys have seen in my Telegram, which you should join because I talk about projects before I make a video on them sometimes. And of course we do share things around the community because remember guys, I am utilizing my network to funnel back their information, what they learn, what I learn personally as well, and funnel that alpha, that intel back to you guys. That's where I feel like, you know, my channel mainly gets its value, right? I am a representation of what I consume as well. So that's why I try to better myself and share it with you guys. So without further ado, we're going to be reviewing a very good project, guys, that I'm going to revisit. Of course, it's one and only Function Island, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be revisiting one of their main tokens, which I think is a very great entry point. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about why I feel like it and why I do prefer to stick to projects that I know are good, that I know have great community, rather than just jumping the next new token, because I do value the community more. If it's a very good community token with a good entry price, I'd rather put my money there than just a shiny new token that's, you know, a washed up meme or, you know, some, I don't know. You guys understand what I'm saying? Like the new next shiny thing syndrome is not really great. A lot of people end up losing money because it ends up being a pump and dump. Like, you know, it pumps, yes, the first launch, and then it becomes a bloodbath. Unfortunate. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to be covering it with the latest updates of Function Island. Shout out to them. Thanks for all you do, man. From Felix, really appreciate you. Of course, my videos are an absolute pleasure, and this is my passion, what I like doing. So it does take up time of a full-time job, but you know what? I really enjoy it, so it doesn't feel like work at all. And of course, thank you to all my DeFi insiders, the people who are choosing to support my channel. I really appreciate you guys for supporting me as well. So without further ado, guys, let's start off with, you know, what I've kind of been missing away of. Obviously, I haven't looked at crypto much in the past 2 days, but honestly, you know, I still cannot avoid crypto and look in the main, you know, some messages here and there and some news here and there. But aside from that, I've seen Bitcoin is of course moving back up, gaining a good amount of, you know, green candle right now. I think that's a pretty thick green candle compared to the not enough as high volume as those days, which is kind of a really interesting signal. I feel like once the volume gets picked up, we're going to see an even bigger candle. And as well, obviously the fact that I did note that this was a absolute bullish hammer candlestick, obviously when the price goes down, but then it recovers almost within the same candlestick. That's very bullish, by the way. And I had this feeling that we're never going to touch below that 60k level again, because obviously we could have fallen all the way back to the previous support level, but we did. You know, we pulled up a miracle. But at the same time, I was really bullish, guys. Again, we're literally at the brink of a bull market, so of course, you know, these sentiments, and of course things did slow us down, such as, you know, World War III scares, and of course the fact that we're in May. It's a notorious month where people sell, right? They say sell it in May, walk away again. But looking at this, I set up my EMA cross. I put it at the, you know, 9-day as the short and the 21-day as the long, because I think it's a really good setting for, you know, midterm kind of price movement. You can set it, if you want it shorter, you can set it 5 and 9. And obviously right now, if the red line is on top of the blue line, that means it is bearish. But guys, I need you guys to understand this is good, because when we look at what we can see the blue line is actually coming very close to that red line. That is almost going to be a crossover, which is this right there. And that's the shift from a, you know, from a bearish signal to a bullish signal. And that's exactly what we're kind of witnessing, because obviously an EMA cross, you know, you could argue that it does have a slight delay. This is why we saw the green candle first, but then we're going to soon see the crossover. And you guys can see when a crossover happens, you know, it stays within that signal for a long time. So of course the previous crossover that we had, guys, was all the way back here when Bitcoin was 42k, and then now look where it is. So I'm just saying that, by the way, I'm not saying this because, oh, go buy Bitcoin. No, I think Bitcoin's too slow. Too big, and it is too slow. So, you know, I'm talking about, okay, we're going to see a nice maybe pump to 70k plus 80k. You never know, all-time high. I'm not sure. But I'm just saying, when this market moves like this, do you know what happens in tandem? This happens. A green market, right? Because it's the same way how I tell to people, when if Pulse goes up by a 2x, Pulse X goes by a 4x, then INC goes up by an 8x. Do you see how the exposure and the leverage is way increased once you look into the smaller tokens, the less liquid tokens? And of course, because Bitcoin is huge, it's super huge, it's already mainstream. What I mean? There's obviously ETFs, a lot of people are holding it, retailers are there initially. That's the initial signs of a bull market, is when retailers buy and hold Ethereum and Bitcoin. Obviously down the line, when alt season starts, retailers are going to look into other things. But all I'm trying to say is, if Bitcoin goes up, of course altcoins as well go up. They get the effect, and this is what we have: a green day in Pulsechain. It feels great. And of course right now we're looking at the fear index is slightly increasing. I remember it was like 51 52. Again, it's very small movements, but these are the early signals, guys. Like, this is, these minuscule movements, this is opportunistic. Okay, people don't realize these small movements. Oh, hey, this is a bullish signal. I think we're going to see it. The next couple weeks are going to be extremely bullish, guys. Okay, maybe it could consolidate till end of May, but I feel like the next month is going to be a huge jump, in my opinion. Again, don't quote me on this. I'm not a financial advisor. I have no crystal ball, so I cannot predict the future. Right? TA is the next best thing. So keep that in mind. So, but this is a really good thing, the green candle, and of course brings us obviously to opportunities being in Pulsechain. The fact that I think we have the biggest leverage, because if you like Bitcoin, you must like Ethereum as well, because of course it's the silver of crypto. Is the first blockchain that introduced smart contracts. Now it provides EVM compatible networks as well, that makes other L1s, L2s, and I think there's even L3s now. I think there's even L3s. I'm not sure. Not a great idea, obviously, because now you're depending on a network that's depending on another network. Don't like the idea. But this is why I love Pulsechain, by the way. Okay. It's literally like a younger brother of Ethereum, right? It's the same thing, but the younger brother who can do things, who knows the latest tricks, right? So yeah, this is why I love being in Pulsechain. Of course, the fact that we got people like Richard Hart, being in Pulsechain is, this took years of planning. Like, he figured, hey, I want to make PRC20s. Let's clone tokens from Ethereum. Let's attract people with the biggest airdrop in all crypto history. Let's bring Ethereum's liquidity into Pulsechain. Now, of course, that stuff takes time, but that's our main objective. We want liquidity. That's real money. I don't care about volume, actually. Even though, yes, we do have arbitrage bots, and that's great, but liquidity is the most important thing. I'll say volume is probably the second most important thing. Liquidity. Okay, keep that in mind. But going back to it, guys, the main focus of today's video is, as I said, Function Island. That's a little bit of an update about the current. Well, obviously, I didn't talk about anything really. Obviously, like Gold Pulse, there's a few new tokens here and there, but again, guys, I'm not really that interested in them. Okay, Aave, that was a good one. I made a video on it, so I'm glad I did talk about it. And right now, it's like, I'm gonna assume close to $1. I think maybe close to $1. There's also a community about it. I remember making a video on it before it pumped, actually, like 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago, when I talked about the hidden gems of PRC20s, and I talked about Aave. If you guys watched that video, you would have catched a really good, probably 5 to 7, 8x right now. So it's pretty decent, and I think it's still 100x plus away from parity with real Aave, which is around which is around $80. Without further ado, guys, this is Function Island. There's been some updates to it, which I really like. New update to the website, new graphics, and of course I also want to talk about their xFarm, guys. One of their main tokens is Farm, as you guys already know. The price have significantly fallen all the way down to where we are. Guys, I love charts that look like this. Okay, now of course, charts that look like this basically means that, oh, do not buy, something went wrong. But no, when you factor in the count, fact that this is a community, it's a live community, the developers are there, they're still building, they're partnering. And speaking of partnering, if you look into their Twitter, they've made a new partnership with Drippy Inu. I might do a video on that soon. I might even partner with Drippy Inu, so stick around if I not. And then this is their total partners, guys, with I Am Pulse, Petias, Hocus Pocus, Deegan Protocol. A shout out to them, Deegan Protocol. I've seen their NFT collection, the R Validator NFT collection. I might make a video on that. And now with Drippy Inu as well. That's really great. These are very solid solid projects and groups within the Pulsechain community. That's a win-win. You're gonna have a collaborative approach, combine communities together. That's really great. So this is why, honestly, the fact that I look at this, I'm like, hey, this is gonna be a steal. Because you really think about it, right now, one token cost $476 when the price back at was above 15k, was 20k, guys, and it peaked over, I think, almost 30k, but it was there for a few days, at 15k, 20k, and it's crazy that it's at $400. So that's the opportunity, is literally 21k in market cap, guys. And I think they also announced that they made new liquidity pairs with 9mm. So they have new, I believe with 9mm, or was it with 9-inch? Might be wrong. I'm gonna need to open their, yeah, there we go, version 3 on 9-inch. Which, to be honest with you guys, I didn't even know 9-inch did version 3. Liquidity can now be added with which just launched today. V3 will be an essential part on Function Islands future developments, and we're glad to see more implementations of this power technology. So there you have it. They initiated those 2 tokens for people to support it. Support for more pairs will also be added in the future. Go LP up and make some profits. That's really good. I might even consider doing that if I had free capital. But the good thing about starting a V3, and I did mention this in other videos, is that now you have an opportunity. Exactly, this is it. Now you have an opportunity to show a brand new chart. It's almost like a restart. Not that I'm saying the other previous chart looks bad and etc. No. That still doesn't matter. That looks attractive to me. But at the same time, obviously, this does count as being a brand new chart, right? Look at this. It's 1 month, 18 days old, and it looks really, really great. So you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't show the whole big drop. Wait, this is Island, actually. I want the function. No, I mean, I want the where is it? I guess it doesn't really show. For some reason, it doesn't really show here. I guess the only thing they're showing is the Island V3. I want to see the V3 for farm, but anyways, it doesn't show. But I'm just saying this is great because obviously now it'll make it like a brand new chart where it just starts from here, right? It looks like a brand new chart. It will look as if like it's like this, you know what I mean? It'll start like that, and that's beautiful, right? So it's again a really smart tactic, and I've seen people do that with PRC20s that they want to revive. And as well, right, we go back to their channel. We go back to their website. They started this xFarm thing. This is another thing that I think is pretty cool. So by the way, I'm in the farms. I'm a few here and there in the farms, even though I do have $21 and it's just $14. Like, okay, that's not much. But obviously, because the price went down, this is why obviously I do suggest people to take your profits, like claim every single day, because if you don't claim every single day, your profits will now also be affected by the impermanent loss. If you realize your gains every single day, or your claims every single day, it won't be accounted into impermanent loss. So I already made my money back. So yes, I initially invested $100 into this. I already made my money back from my dividends, right? Even though this is 21, unfortunately, but no, I've already made. And by the way, if I take this right now, 0.02, and I go into farm, and let's see how much is that worth. That's 11. So actually, technically, look, I've already made 50% with how much I have accumulated right now, which I already made my ROI. So that's really cool, the fact that I have 50% of my stake value in my earnings, because of course the APRs are pretty sick. So guys, it's still doing its thing. I'm actually quite happy with Function Island. Obviously now they also made a new thing where if you stake your farm, so this is the token that obviously we're talking about right now in our main focus. You buy the token, and then after you can come here, and then you can literally redeem or mint into an xFarm. So what is xFarm? It's another new token, right? But it's the staked form of farm. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like a stable coin, how you have a redeem and mint function, and it's quite smart how they did it. But it's not a stable coin, obviously. xFarm stake or staked farm is 100% farm backed token, which only goes up in value upon minting and redemption of xFarm. A 5% fee is collected and retained in the xFarm contract to assist with the value appreciation. Holders can mint, redeem, buy, sell, or transfer xFarm at any time without restriction. So obviously you can here buy xFarm or sell xFarm straight into Pulse. You know, you can, oh no, sorry, sell xFarm. Oh yeah, there you go. Sell amount of xFarm to straight into Pulse, which is absolutely crazy because this is the graph for xFarm. It's actually at $518. So that's actually a nice little arbitrage there, opportunity for people like you and I. So you can buy normal farm, then you go to xFarm, you'll pay a 5% to redeem it or to mint xFarm, and then now when you turn it back into Pulse, I'm pretty sure that 5% is still, and even when you take away 5% away from $518, you still come out with a profit, I believe. Okay, you know, let me quickly calculate that. There's no harm in taking that. So 518 times 0.05, 25, you take 518 minus 25. 25. I think that's how I work it. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, 493, that's your value. You know, you'd make a good amount of profit there. You know what I mean? The arbitrage that you have there, and which is really great. But remember, it's a very smart tactic here. I think you know, it's only going to be buy pressure, in my opinion, with xFarm, because now you have that 5% fee. So if you scroll up in their pinned, when they talk about it here, you see, built upon the same technology as Deegan Protocol's largest successful GOAT contract, we have now xFarm, simply 5% fee on mint and redeem, but 0% on buy and sell of the xFarm itself. But when you mint it or redeem it back into farm or from farm, you pay 5%. ERC20 compliant, ready for building upon as part of the function island. Main pair is obviously with xFarm and farm. That's pretty smart. You don't want to have it linked to anything else on a PulseX v2, and there will be additional development on this in the future. Great. I like this. This is super smart. This is how you revive things, and this is how also how you bring a new life into this with xFarm. Now, obviously, I'm now in between. Do I want to hold farm or do I want to hold xFarm? Okay. I kind of want to be exposed to both, in my opinion, but I really do want to hear your thoughts on that because I'm actually also on the fence. I want to hear your thoughts. But this is really great, guys. This is updates. This is called, you know, keeping it alive. This is called progression. You know what I mean? They're still developing things. They're still getting ideas. And again, I like how they're getting inspirations from other proven concepts like Deegan Protocol. So, absolute pleasure to be making a video about them. Again, I really am a fan of Function Island. I made decent amount with them. And then now look, they're still doing their thing, guys. Like, so yeah, I think honestly, imagine if this goes back to 15k, or even imagine if this goes back to 15k, 20k, right? Beautiful, beautiful. So if that goes back to 20k, imagine the amount of you know, if you go to LP farming, imagine how much this will be worth. So you know, I'm actually not going to claim this. I'm going to let it accumulate, even though this kind of contradicts what I just said about not realizing your gains, because now it will be affected by impermanent loss. I'm going to leave them there because I genuinely don't feel like this will be... Actually, wait. Actually, I don't need to leave them there. Do you know why? Because, of course, what I can do, I can claim, I can just hold it. As long as I don't sell it into Pulse, that's where I realize its value. If I just hold it as farm, 0.023, now if this goes up, I honestly, guys, I don't think there's any room for any lower, because I think it's been long enough at this level where the bottom is in. So actually, it's a really great entry point where I believe the only way is up. Like, look at this. Look at how many X's that is, guys. Like, already here, that's already a 10x. Already here, that's already a 20x. Already at 30x. 40x back to 20, you know, 44x back to 20k. Like, that's beautiful. To catch that, that's really great. So that's my strategy. I'm going to claim this, and I'm just going to hold the farm. That's my strategy, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, go follow them on their Twitter. Go join them on their Telegram. Go join me on my Telegram. Go follow me on my Twitter as well. This is my Twitter link in the description, guys. I really appreciate you. Oh, by the way, Dojita. Good on the people who did the pre-sale, by the way, Dojita. Because, yeah, it did kind of go down at the beginning. That thing went up, I believe, 60x. So it was a great sponsorship as well to have. So that's the thing. I mean, I knew it's a bullish name. Personally, to you guys, I didn't get any of that 60x because I didn't hold it. I held it maybe momentarily, and I actually sold. Because even me, I'm never gonna be perfect, right? We're all human. We cannot we cannot make the best, you know, all the right decisions in the world, right? Then the best thing we could do is doing the next best thing, right? Which is now, this is a lesson learned. But the detail was really great. I'm glad to have made a video in the pre-sale time. So, you know, that's what I like to bring to you guys, really great opportunities. And I try to, you know, slim down the risk by really vetting these projects out. I don't accept any sponsorship. I literally reject like 5 or 10 times more of any video or any project that I accept. I have to reject so many people, probably 15 projects a week that I have to either not answer or literally reject. So yeah, keep that in mind. But aside from that, guys, really a pleasure making the video. You know, I'm back. I hope you guys have been well. And yeah, things are looking really bullish, guys. In Pulsechain, it's looking really bullish in all of crypto. So we're here, we're back, guys. We've always been here, by the way. We've always been back. So, you know, I'm just gonna say that to everyone. You know, never lose hope. Okay, like this is the year for crypto, and next year as well. The next, like, make the best out of it. Front row seats are here, but guys, soon enough, I'm not gonna be saying that anymore because front row seats are going away. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.